our Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, on the dais, Mr. Somnath Sir, His Excellency Salem El Kubaisi, Director General UAE Space Agency, Ms. Mona Kandahar, IAS Principal Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Shri Lochan Sehra, Joint Secretary in Space, and Mr. Videh Khare, Mission Director GSEM, on the stage. Thank you, sir. I request Ms. Mona Kandahar to present a bouquet and memento to our Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel. Thank you, ma'am. I request ma'am again to present a bouquet and memento to His Excellency Salem Al Kubaisi.
I request Shri Videh Khare to present a bouquet and memento to Shri Somnath. I request Videh Khare to present a memento and a bouquet to Dr. Pawan Goenka. I request Videh Khare sir again to present a bouquet and memento to Lochan Sehra sir. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, dignitaries, and space enthusiasts, a stellar welcome to the event and a journey towards new space era connecting science, nations, and society. Hosted at 10th Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit 2024, organized jointly by Gujarat Government and InSpace. Today we are privileged to have distinguished dignitaries among us who have played instrumental roles in shaping the trajectory of space exploration, technology, and collaboration.
The agenda is set and we will begin with welcome address by Ms. Mona K. Kandahar.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome on my behalf and on the behalf of Government of Gujarat to Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, His Excellency Salem Al Kubaisi, the Director General of UAE Space Agency, Shri S. Somnath, Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri Pawan Goenka, Chairman of InSpace, and my colleague Shri Lochan Sehra, IAS InSpace, Joint Secretary InSpace. With us, I also welcome Shri K. Kailashnathn, the Chief Principal Secretary to Honorable Chief Minister and Additional Chief Secretary to Honorable CM Shri Pankaj Joshi. You all must be wondering that what the seminar on international space is doing in 10th edition of Vibrant Gujarat Global Investor Summit. Space, the ultimate frontier, has captivated human imagination for centuries. We know, we have heard the stories of Aryabhat, and we have grown listening to many more such stories from Vedas and other scriptures. What began as a new dream of modern India is now getting transformed into a tangible reality, with advancement in efficient technology propelling us into new era of space exploration. Actually, this seminar should have been a part of Science Summit, but why it is a part of Global Investor Summit of Vibrant Gujarat is all because of the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi. We know very well that space has no boundary, but in administrative parlance, we had given space an iron curtain. We had bounded it by administrative policies and circulars and whatnot. But it is the vision of Honorable Prime Minister that science and technology should not be a privilege of few, but should be the vehicle for empowerment of not only Indian community, not only Gujarati community, but global community. And that's how the space sector got open and private sector entry has been allowed. And now with every new policy of Government of India, more and more partnership of private sector is taking place with ISRO, and InSpace, which is headquartered in Gujarat, is the nodal agency for that. So this is because of the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister that we have seen first time this kind of seminar in the 10th edition of Vibrant Gujarat Global Investor Summit. When I came here, the previous session was going on, and there was a question from audience that ISRO, though it has made us so much proud, and when it comes to space, we feel so proud that entire globe is looking at us for partnering with us. However, there was a question that SpaceX is launching or having some kind of space launch every week, and how do we compete with that? The space sector has been opened up so that we can compete with SpaceX. We can collaborate with SpaceX and many such private sector agencies. And we are very happy to have speakers from Japan from the East and UAE from Middle East, and also delegates from United States. There is a director SpaceX among us. So we are building that kind of collaborations and getting attention globally. With space sector opening up, under the visionary leadership of our Chief Minister, Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, who is also the minister, our Minister for Science and Technology, we are working closely and following the footsteps of Government of India, and we are also working on how to incentivize the private sector of Gujarat. Entrepreneurship is in the blood of Gujarat, and modern Gujarat has seen and has the legacy of late Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, who is the father of modern space technology that India has. And Space Application Center is the pointer to that. And very well aware about the kind of human resources that is required for this kind of sector that has the cutting edge technology. He just didn't stop at that. Ahmedabad Education Society was formed, and again we have a great legacy of Ahmedabad Education Society. Therefore, we are working on a policy. We are working on a policy to promote the private sector that will also encourage them not only to partner, but also to forge a lot of collaboration, to have startup, to have the network of incubators, accelerators, and venture capital funds. Not only that, but the required common facilities, all in collaboration with InSpace and ISRO. As you all are well aware, Government of India has opened up not only the private sector, but also in a way facilitated sharing of very important knowledge that ISRO has gained through its marvelous journey, space journey, and share that, to have a framework to share that with the private sector, to empower them, to facilitate them, and to make them the partner. Along with that, we are also forging very important global partnership, and I'm very sure with all these efforts, we will see Gujarat and India a very important link in the global chain, global value chain in space sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mona ma'am, for that warm welcome and the gracious words that have set the tone for what promises to be a memorable era of space exploration for development of the world.
Our journey together has just begun. Without further ado, let's dive into the heart of the program, for which I welcome Dr. Pawan Goenka, Chairman in Space, for his opening remark and keynote on conclave theme.
Honorable Chief Minister of State of Gujarat, Sri Bhupendrabhai Patil, other dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be in this conclave of space with all of you present here, and very happy to see the interest that I see from the delegates in vibrant Gujarat. And Monaji, that means that space is not just about science, it's as much about commerce. Last 6 months have been really amazing for the Indian space sector. Success of Chandrayaan-3, Aditya L1 getting into the hello orbit, preparation of manned mission, plan for India's own space station, plan for man on the moon coming from India. I'm sure that Sri Somnathji will talk more about that. But this really is bringing a lot of pride, a lot of glory, a lot of expectation from the Indian space sector. But there's another story unfolding in India, that is of opening up of the space sector to the private players, both from within India and from outside India. As has been said earlier by my colleague Vinod, talked about various things that have been happening. The Indian Space Policy 2023, released in April of this year or last year, was really a watershed moment in a way for the Indian space sector. The new FDI policy, which is around the corner, would change a lot of the investment opportunities in the space sector, setting up in space to regulate as well as promote space activities. The outcome of all of that is that we have quickly seen the increase in number of startups in the space sector in India, 200 almost. We have demonstrated success by many companies such as Skyroot, Digantra, Pixel, Bellatrix, Dhruva Space, Ajista, and so on. The private sector is making the PSLV rocket now in a consortium. The first rocket will perhaps be ready later on in this year. Technology transfer for SSLV, launch vehicle, should be happening perhaps, hopefully by the end of this financial year. Investment in startups has been going up, as Vinod showed earlier, and a lot more. In fact, if you look at the launch schedule that we have for the next financial year, 24-25, we expect to be launching 25 launch vehicles from India, from the SAR launch center, which is more than what we have ever done. And this is a combination of what ISRO will do, what NCL will do, and what the private sector will do. The aim of the dialogue today is not as much about science, but more about economy and the impact that space can have on the economy. And this is to convince those of you who are not yet convinced that Indian space sector is going to be a very exciting and a very remunerative field, and kind of suggest that you jump into it with both feet. Now, clearly, states have a big role to play in the growth of the space sector. In India, the state of Karnataka, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Gujarat have significant space presence. Amongst these, Gujarat holds a very special place. This city of Ahmedabad, was the birthplace of the father of Indian space program, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. The Space Application Center is in this city, and the Indian Space is headquartered in this city. The state has taken very keen interest in the space sector, and first state to have signed a MOU with InSpace to set up a space manufacturing cluster, especially focusing on satellites and payload. The state is also formulating a new space policy that should be coming out very soon. And I would personally like to thank Honorable Chief Minister for his personal interest that he has taken in very rapidly deciding on the manufacturing cluster and working on the space policy and taking a lead role in the space sector. And I urge all of you to seriously look at the facilities being offered by the state of Gujarat as you expand your space activity. And those of you who were present here yesterday, and I hope many of you were, because it was an amazing opening ceremony. As the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister mentioned yesterday, government's resolution will align with your dreams. Bigger your dreams, stronger.
The solar and wind, they roughly constitute about.
There are ample opportunities and enough capabilities to turn these dreams into reality. The world is entering into a new space era. Somebody had mentioned earlier that we expect the space economy globally to reach $1 trillion by 2040 from current $447 billion. Thus, the space can be a significant contributor to the economic growth of nations. We in India, and Vinod talked about that, have recently announced an aspirational, and now of course AVM Rajiv Ranjan has said it's not aspirational enough, it's conservative, but I would still consider it to be aspirational, $44 billion target by 2033 from $8.4 billion today. And this will happen through active participation of private sector, through partnership with international players, through ISRO's handholding, and through government support. And for this target to be met, everyone has to take a long-term view on the space sector and make big bets. And I'm sure that you are all ready for it. The theme today is, Space Dialogue is connecting science, nations, and societies. It's an apt theme. I think there's no scientific field that can connect nations more than space can. Again, as our Prime Minister had mentioned for Chandrayaan-3 launch, and Secretary DOS had mentioned for Aditya L1, the data that we are gathering through these missions are not just for Indian scientists, but for entire global scientific community. Similarly, the role of space technology in societal progress and economic growth is immeasurable. To name a few, space technologies can contribute to bridging the digital divide, monitor changing climate, extreme weather, use of natural resources, address challenges for clean energy, drinking water, teleeducation, telemedicine, communication, creating new economic opportunities, and so on. The world clearly has made tremendous progress in all of these areas in the last decade. But I think it is just the beginning. As data availability, accuracy, and affordability improves, and as computing power explodes, and as AI becomes mainstream, how space can benefit societies will have no boundaries at all. So friends, let us all come together to bring a space revolution in India, both in scientific discoveries led by ISRO and the economic and societal impact led by the private players. In closing, I would like to especially thank our Honorable Chief Minister for coming here today to encourage all of us to participate in the space activity and also to look at Gujarat as the place to be in for what you do in space. And also thank the Director General from UAE Space Agency for being here. Of course, we have a special relationship with UAE for this specific Vibrant Gujarat. The President was here yesterday, and we have taken a delegation of our companies to UAE to see how we can do more and more with them. I look forward to informally chat with many of you as we progress in the session and after the session. Thank you very much again, and again, Honorable Chief Minister, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful and inspiring opening remark and keynote. Dr. Pawan Goenka, sir, has not only set the stage for what promises to be engaging series of discussion, but also provide us with valuable perspective that will enrich our understanding of opportunities in new space era. Thank you, sir. We all have gathered here in the conclave for promises to connect science, nations, and societies in the way we could have dreamt of only in past. UAE being forerunner nation in this space era, I welcome our guest of honor, His Excellency Salim Al-Kubaisi, Director General, UAE Space Agency, for his keynote address on connecting India and UAE in space sector.
Honorable Chief Minister, Honorables, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a great honor to address the distinguished participants of the International Space Conference on New Space Era, held on the sidelines of the 10th vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. This event highlights India's thriving space industry and its commitment to maintaining its position as a major player in the global space market. Hence, I am truly honored to be here with you today. Esteemed guests, in only 6 decades, India managed to become one of the global front-runners in space technology and exploration. From the Mars Orbiter mission to the Lunar Exploration mission, India has made great strides in demonstrating its capabilities in space technology and leading cost-effective and successful space missions. Distinguished guests, as we gather here today, let us reflect on the power of collaboration and partnership in fostering advancement, creating new opportunity, and developing solutions to pressing challenges. With visionary leadership and futuristic perspectives, the UAE and India share common development priorities between AI, health and space science, renewable energy, and advanced technologies. The two nations have been strongly cooperating to strengthen the growth and diversification of both economies. Through leveraging each country's strengths, resources, and expertise, the UAE-India partnership is a model for a relationship that paves the way for transformative advancements across multiple sectors, especially space science and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, as a flourishing industry, the global space trends have been continuously changing and developing by the day. Space opens the door to unprecedented economic opportunities that could make significant changes to the global economy. Since we live in a world with an exponentially growing technology development, there is a dire need to respond to this development through economic and scientific diversification and collaboration. To face modern challenges, we must enhance economic and technological diversification to ensure comprehensive resilience. Investing in space projects stimulate international cooperation and foster mutual understanding between countries while maximizing socio-economic returns. Distinguished guests, the historic milestones we achieved in the space sector over the past years are the outcome of national vision, strategies, and initiatives, and the vision and aspiration of UAE's leadership. Today, space continues one of the promising sectors of the future economy in our vision for the next 50 years. The UAE Space Agency mission have contributed to the development of science, technology, and innovation in space, and achieved a qualitative leap in this vital sector. These missions have also played a major role in developing Emirati cadres in cooperation with global and local partnerships to serve humanity. From our success in the Emirates mission, the Hope probe, to Mars, to our ambition in the upcoming Emirates mission to the asteroid belt, we take great pride in the milestones we have achieved in this booming industry. Furthermore, the UAE's recent groundbreaking collaboration with US, EU, and Canada and Japan to integrate an airlock into humanity's inaugural space station positioned in the lunar orbit, dubbed the Lunar Gateway, is a significant stride in advancing space exploration and promises far-reaching benefits for all. In a very short time, the UAE established itself as a regional hub for civil and commercial space activities and a leading space power in the region. To conclude, we must embrace the promising potential of collaboration to pave the way for record-breaking achievements and achieve our utmost goal to serve humanity. By connecting science, nations, and societies, we can utilize the ultimate potential of space and science, inspire future generations, and contribute to a more sustainable and prosperous future in the region and the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. What an enlightening and inspiring talk we just had on connecting India and United Arab Emirates in the realm of space exploration.
It is an extraordinary honor and a momentous privilege to introduce our distinguished guest for today, a visionary leader whose contributions to the field of space science and technology has left an indelible mark on the global stage. I welcome Shri S. Somnath, Secretary, Department of Space and Chairman of Indian Space Research Organization for delivering a special address to this august gathering.
Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Bhupendra Patel ji, the Director General of UAE Space Agency, Dr. Pawan Goenka, and all others on the dais, and all those who are listening, my greetings to you. And thank you for this opportunity to come to Gujarat and to be part of this first time, the space conclave happening as part of the Vibrant Gujarat, which is the first of the meeting in the Amrit Kal, as already been told. So thank you for this opportunity. So the inspirational story that we are writing in Department of Space and ISRO with the Chandrayaan-3, the Aditya L1, the Gaganyaan, Exposat, and many others is with a purpose. The purpose is not just inspiration alone. It has an eye for long-term prosperity of the nation, space to become an integral part of the economic activity of the nation. For that, we have to do in various ways. First, when we started the space program long back, the narrative at that time is social service. How you make use of the space for the benefit of the society. And this has been well demonstrated. And now everybody knows it's not for showing up your force or to become a power, but then to bring out utility of the whole purpose. I think this has been well demonstrated. There is no need to talk about it again. But what we need today is to convert the very small economy around space activity to a larger size, which has already been told in the first of the panel discussion. How do you really do that? It's very easy to speak about it, but then to implement it, to understand the structure of the space ecosystem, and then bring out a change in this to create the economy around it is a major challenge. As already been described, Shaiju Mohan in the first part of the discussion has presented where all the business lies. But then it won't happen in one sector. It will happen across sectors, from the downstream to the upstream. And it has its own challenges. Each of them has its own challenges. And we need to make people believe. This belief part is happening through the inspirational story that we are doing. And we need to continue doing that, like landing on the southern side of the moon, going to Gaganyaan, Man mission, all of this we'll have to do. But this is not a purpose in itself. While we do all of this, we still do a lot of work in the application side. For example, the type of benefit that we are getting out of the communication services, the type of spacecraft that we are now launching to meet the needs of the country in terms of high throughput demands, which is evolving over a period of time now. Look at the remote sensing and observational capability that we need to build over a period of time to meet the ministerial, governmental, administrative demands and also the sectoral demands. Look at the navigation services that we have to create to make our country safe, reliant on that capability for various sectors, both strategic and civilian. And also creating the scientific pool to do the technological development over a period of time. All of these are equally important. Now let me look at the type of vision that Honorable Prime Minister has given after this success story of the last 6 months. I think he also has been an ardent supporter of space program ever since he was the Chief Minister of this state. He has been going to the SAC Ahmedabad and understanding the space sector and its impact on how it connects to the people has been well understood by him. Because of that, after the success of Chandrayaan-3, he gave us a vision that we must build in the Amrit Kaal a long-term plan of expanding the space activity. Again, with an intent. The intent is very clear, which I don't want to explain. That's why it is part of this conclave. What he told is that we must create a continuous activity of human presence in space. Though we have a Gaganyaan program, it must continue over a long period, leading up to human landing on the moon. An Indian landing on the moon by 2040. Looks far away, but it's not far away. It's so close. And we must build a space station by 2035, a space station that is accessible for Indians to go there and do research. I will explain why it is important. We should also continue the economy linked to moon program. I think we have done the Chandrayaan-3. This cannot end with Chandrayaan-3. It has to continue with other programs to keep the economy linked to moon. I think this has very big significance on various contextualizations from strategic, civilian, economic activity, business, industry, etc. It is well understood. Some people are written about it. Some people are skeptical about it, but it's very, very important to understand this. So this whole canvas is now open for us in Department of Space, ISRO, to work towards R&D, technology development, and partnership. I think this is the whole point. Now we are working on how do we really convert this vision of Honorable Prime Minister into reality. And this discussion is happening across Department of Space institutions, ISRO, INSIL, NS InSpace, industries. And right now, in the top level discussion, it will come down to percolate to each one of you, to academicians, to industries, to startups, to become part of the whole program. For example, I'll give you one case of the Bharati Antarisha Station. We would like to put the first of the Bharati Antarisha Station by 2028 using the existing launcher capability. And we would like to convert into a laboratory for you to convert experiments. And who are the people who are going to come and do experiments there over a period of time? Up to 2035, when you have human access, we must have laboratories, institutions, scientific establishment doing research, deriving benefit out of for an economic outcome. For example, the drug discovery, additive manufacturing capabilities, new material synthesis, bioastronautics. And we would like to find out companies and institutions who will be able to make use of it, create an economic activity around a Bharati Antarisha Station. Is it really possible? I believe it is possible. We also look at moon as a base. When you look at human access to moon and continued access to moon on a long term, it also has an economic impact on our space activity. For example, the strategic activity in the future will not be around Earth alone. It will be around sometimes based on moon. I think some of the people who are in that domain will be able to understand it a little deeper. So we have a lot of connect with that type of vision that Honorable Prime Minister has done. It's equally important to don't forget Earth. I think a lot of work is still continue to be done on Earth with the space. And we continue to work with a lot of ministries and departments. In the last 1 year or so, we have aggregated demand of the country in terms of agriculture, weather forecasting, disaster warning, water resources, cartography, strategic intelligence gathering, supplying to various users, and almost 50 plus spacecraft, or even more, hundreds of spacecraft, which you have to build over next 5 to 10 years of time, has been identified. Of course, it has to get its approvals and the processes will happen. But this is going to be not to be done by Department of Space or ISRO. It is going to be done by industries in this country. And this is a huge opportunity. And how they are going to get ready to do this. And it's a big challenge which is in front of us. And how you are really going to make it cost effective, which is a classical question which we always hear. India is a cost effective place for space. How do you really continue to remain like that? In what magic will you do to remain cost effective? This is another question which we have to understand. And the last of the point which I would like to tell is to make use of the knowledge that you have created in space sector in the last 60 years, how it reaches each one of you. In terms of converting the skill that you have created in Department of Space and ISRO into the industries, startups, and enable them to scale up to the next level. And this is happening through the InSpace. And I'm really happy that this whole process is now initiated. The startup numbers which you heard is just a number. But then reality should be in terms of the outcome that is going to come out of it. I believe The first and foremost is in terms of the utilization of the data that has been amassed by Department of Space over the last so many years. Dr. Goenka is already on the job to make use this data won't idle. He wants to make sure that this data will really come to the use of all the people who want to convert it into value-added products and services. And this is what precisely we said, that the downstream data utilization, its commercialization has to become one of the important drivers of the creating the need. And once this need is created, we will be in a position to build more spacecrafts. And when more spacecrafts need to be launched, more launchers will be built and launched. And this is a chain of activity that has to take place. Now, the last part of it is in creating the ecosystem in this country in the industrial domain, manufacturing, R&D, incentives, incentivization of doing it, the user identification. I think all this has to happen over a period of time. Today, we look at some certain level of users. But India is a huge country where the user segments are still not explored to an extent that we need to do. Here, there is a huge potential. I have had an opportunity to see some of the startups who have an idea to make use of the agriculture data, for example. How do you really bring about the data available through our remote sensing satellite for the commercial activity? It's a dream that we will have to have a space-based data services infrastructure in this country, like our digital economy, infused with it. For example, the knowledge about your land resources, the growth of your, the agricultural products, the yield estimation, the incentivization, the insurance services, the damage assessment and governmental interventions requirement, connecting with the climate and weather. This is some dream that we need to have, like your payment gateway, all this get connected in a manner which is seamless. I think this dream will happen only then that the scale of the economy is going to be big. I think this whole dream will happen only with you people. In Gujarat, I am taking the leadership here in creating the innovative entrepreneurial capability that we have here. I believe some significant work will happen in this place. And ISRO, our Department of Space, along with InSpace and NSIL, will be happy to be partner of all of this. And thank you so much for this opportunity, because time is very short. I don't want to spend quite a long time talking about it. But the times are exciting. I think it's exciting to see that we have a potential to scale up the economy substantially. Of course, Dr. Goenka has been very modest in telling these numbers. But I always put this number still lower. But then it doesn't matter. The numbers are not, it's only a number. But the type of work that we need to do today to make that happen is more important. The creation of those ideas are important. I think this is already seeded. I'm sure the brighter eyes that you are able to see today gives me the hope that it will happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We have just had the immense privilege of hearing from a true luminary in the field of space science and technology.
I am delighted to announce that an MOU between Space Application Center, InSpace and Gujarat Knowledge Society, Government of Gujarat, is going to be exchanged today. This MOU will help in collaboration on development of semiconductor design ecosystem and talent development for space and commercial technology in Gujarat. For MOU exchange, I invite Shri Nilesh Desai, Director SAC, ISRO, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Director Promotions, InSpace, and Shri Bancha Nidhi Pani, CEO, Gujarat Knowledge Society, on the stage.
We wish them good luck for all their future endeavors. We request our delegates to use your headphones for Gujarati to English translation using Channel 1. We are delighted to have Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel as our distinguished guest of honor today. Bhupendra Bhai Patel has been a beacon of leadership steering Gujarat towards unparalleled growth and development. We would be honored if he could grace us with his words of wisdom by addressing this august gathering.
વાઇબ્રન્ટ ગુજરાત ગ્લોબલ સમિટ 2024 અંતર્ગત આયોજિત ઇન્ટરનેશનલ સ્પેસ કોન્ફરન્સ સેમિનારમાં આપણી સૌની સાથે મંચ ઉપર ઉપસ્થિત ઇસરોના ચેરમેન શ્રી એસ સોમનાથજી, યુએઈ સ્પેસ એજન્સીના ડાયરેક્ટર જનરલ શ્રી સલેમ અલ ક્યુબેસી, ઇનસ્પેસના ચેરમેન શ્રી પવન ગોયંકાજી, અગ્ર સચિવ શ્રીમતી મોના ખંદાર, સંયુક્ત સચિવ શ્રી લોચન સહેરા, મિશન ડાયરેક્ટર શ્રી વિદય ખરે, સ્પેસ ક્ષેત્રના ગણમાન્ય મહાનુભાવ, ઉપસ્થિત અધિકારીગણ, પ્રેસ મીડિયાના મિત્રો, સૌને મારા નમસ્કાર. હું સોમનાથજી જોડે વાત કરતો હતો. ગુજરાતી ઘણા બધાને ખબર પડતી હશે. આમ તો ગુજરાતમાં વાઇબ્રન્ટ છે તો પછી મેં કીધું આની અંદર બહુ ગીર્દી ના હોય. આ તો મોદી સાહેબનું વિઝન છે કે દરેક સેક્ટરમાં જુઓ એમણે બિલકુલ ઓપન કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે. અને મને ખબર હમણાં સોમનાથજી કહેતા હતા કે આપણે દરેક સુધી પહોંચાડવું છે કે ભાઈ આ ખરેખર શું છે સ્પેસ ને સ્પેસમાં કેવી રીતે કામ કરવું છે. એટલે અત્યારે તો બહુ જૂજ લોકોને એમાં બે જણને, એક તો સ્ટુડન્ટને જબરજસ્તીથી ભણાવવું પડતું હોય. તારે બેઠો હોય પેલો કે યાર પીરિયડ છે એટલે ભણવું પડે છે, એના એટલા માટે પેલો બેઠો હોય. પણ જેને રસ છે એના માટે બહુ સારું માન્ય વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીનું વિઝન છે કે પ્રાઇવેટ પ્લેયર પણ એની અંદર કામ કરે. એના માટે ખૂબ ઉપયોગી કેવી રીતે થઈ શકાય એનો વિચાર કરીને ખૂબ સારું કામ થયું છે આપણા ત્યાં. એટલે પ્રાઇવેટ પ્લેયર જે અહીંયા બેઠા હશે બધાને અમારે તો સરકાર તરીકે જે અમારી જવાબદારી છે તો આપણે કોઈ જગ્યાએ પાછા નહીં પડવું. અમારે તો આટલી જ વાત હોય. નેતૃત્વ જ અત્યારે તો આપણી પાસે એટલું મજબૂત છે કે ક્યાંય પાછા પડવા દે એમ નથી. આપણા વિશ્વના સૌથી લોકપ્રિય નેતા અને ભારતના યશસ્વી વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીએ 2003માં ગુજરાતના મુખ્યમંત્રી તરીકે શરૂ કરાવેલી વાઇબ્રન્ટ સમિટ 10મી એડિશનનો ગઈકાલે એમણે પ્રારંભ કરાવ્યો છે. ગુજરાત ગોઈંગ ગ્લોબલથી શરૂ થયેલી વાઇબ્રન્ટ ઉત્તરોત્તર સફળતાએ હવે ગુજરાત એસ્પાયરિંગ બિયોન્ડ ધી ગ્લોબલની કેડી કંડારી છે. ગ્લોબલ પ્લેટફોર્મ ફોર નેટવર્કિંગ એન્ડ નોલેજ શેરિંગ બની ગયેલી વાઇબ્રન્ટ સમિટ 2024 હવે ફ્યુચરિસ્ટિક સેક્ટર્સ પર વિચાર મંથન કરવાનો મંચ પણ બની છે. આજની આ કોન્ફરન્સ એ જ કડીમાં વધુ એક કદમ છે અને સ્પેસ સેક્ટર પર ફોકસ છે. સ્પેસ સૌથી ગૂઢ, ગહન અને ગતિશીલ વિજ્ઞાન છે. વિજ્ઞાન ખોટું છે? એવું વિજ્ઞાન છે. અવનવું મળવાની સતત નવી શોધ થવાની સંભાવના સૌથી વધુ અવકાશમાં રહેલી છે. એક સમયે અવકાશ વિજ્ઞાનમાં સૌથી વધુ જ્ઞાન વૈભવ ધરાવતું ભારત હવે સ્પેસ સેક્ટરમાં પોતાનું અગ્રીમ સ્થાન હાંસલ કરવા વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના નેતૃત્વમાં આગળ વધી રહ્યું છે. હ્યુમન ઇન સ્પેસ રેસ નહીં પરંતુ સ્પેસ ફોર હ્યુમન કાઇન્ડની આગવી નીતિ વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીએ આપી છે. ઇસરો ભારતને અવનવી ગૌરવ સિદ્ધિ અપાવતું રહ્યું છે. તાજેતરમાં જ ભારતના ચંદ્રયાન 3એ ચંદ્રના સાઉથ પોલ ઉપર સોફ્ટ લેન્ડિંગ કરીને દેશને અભૂતપૂર્વ સિદ્ધિ અપાવી. થોડા દિવસો પહેલા જ આદિત્ય L1 મિશન તેના પૂર્વ નિર્ધારિત સ્થાન પર પહોંચી ચૂક્યું છે. 2025માં સહમાનવ ગગનયાન મિશન 2035 સુધીમાં અવકાશમાં ભારતીય અંતરિક્ષ સ્ટેશન અને 2040 સુધીમાં ચંદ્ર પર ભારતીયોને મોકલવાનું લક્ષ્ય તેમજ મંગળ અને શુક્ર પરના મિશન આ આપણું આગળનું ફ્યુચર વિઝન છે વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીનું. વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીના નેતૃત્વમાં સ્પેસ સેક્ટર માટેના આવા નવા લક્ષ્યો ભારતે નક્કી કર્યા છે. ભારતના સ્પેસ સેક્ટરમાં ઇસરોનું મહત્વપૂર્ણ અને સૌથી મોટું યોગદાન છે. આટલા વર્ષોમાં ઇસરોની કામગીરીને પરિણામે સ્પેસ રિલેટેડ એમએસએમઈ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી સપ્લાય ચેઇન પાર્ટનર તરીકે કામ કરતી હતી. હવે સ્પેસ સેક્ટરના વિકાસને જોતા આ ક્ષેત્રમાં પ્રાઇવેટ પ્લેયર્સની પણ ભાગીદારી વધે તેમજ ડેડિકેટેડ ઉદ્યોગ અને સ્ટાર્ટઅપ્સ વિકસે તે આવશ્યક બન્યું છે. 2020માં વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીના નેતૃત્વની યુનિયન કેબિનેટે ભારતના પ્રાઇવેટ સેક્ટર પ્લેયર્સ માટે સ્પેસ સેક્ટર ખુલ્લું મૂકવાનો ઐતિહાસિક નિર્ણય કરીને ઇન સ્પેસની સ્થાપનાનો નિર્ણય પણ લીધો. આના પરિણામે ભારત હવે વિશ્વના અન્ય દેશોની હરણમાં આવીને અવકાશ તરફ મીટ મારતું થયું છે. આ માટે આજની કોન્ફરન્સ અતિ મહત્વની છે. ઇન્ટરનેશનલ સ્પેસ કોન્ફરન્સ આયોજન માટે ગુજરાત યોગ્ય સ્થાન છે એમ હું સમજું છું. ભારતના સ્પેસ પ્રોગ્રામમાં જનક વિક્રમ સારાભાઈની વતન ભૂમિ અમદાવાદ છે. અમદાવાદને વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીએ ઇન સ્પેસ સેન્ટરનું હેડક્વાર્ટર્સ પણ આપ્યું છે. આ ઇન સ્પેસ સંસ્થા સિંગલ વિન્ડો ઇન્ડિપેન્ડન્ટ અને ઓટોનોમસ નોબલ એજન્સી તરીકે કામ કરી રહી છે. આનાથી પ્રાઇવેટ સ્પેસ સેક્ટર ઇકોનોમીને મોટું બળ મળી રહ્યું છે. સાણંદમાં સ્પેસ મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ ક્લસ્ટર સ્થાપવા માટે રાજ્ય સરકાર અને ઇનસ્પેસ વચ્ચે એમઓયુ થયા છે. દેશ અને દુનિયાના સ્પેસ સેક્ટરના સ્ટેક હોલ્ડર માટે હવે ગુજરાત એક મોકાનું સ્થાન બની ચૂક્યું છે. સ્પેસ ટેકનોલોજીના સાધનોને અનુરૂપ વિવિધ મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ ઉદ્યોગો આ ક્લસ્ટરમાં શરૂ કરવા માટે ઇન સ્પેસ પ્રોત્સાહન અને ટેકનિકલ ગાઈડન્સ પૂરું પાડશે. આ હેતુસર બોપલમાં ઇન સ્પેસ હેડક્વાર્ટર ખાતે ટેકનિકલ સપોર્ટ્સ અને ઇન્ક્યુબેશન સેન્ટર પણ કાર્યરત કરવામાં આવશે. એ દિશામાં વધુ માઇલસ્ટોન પાર કરવા અને ગુજરાતમાં સ્પેસ ઇકોનોમીને ડેવલપ કરવા માટે આપને સૌને હું આવકારું છું. વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના દિશાદર્શનમાં ગુજરાત અમૃતકાળમાં ફ્યુચરિસ્ટિક સ્પેસ સેક્ટરમાં યોગદાન આપવા સજ્જ બનશે એવા વિશ્વાસ સાથે વિરમું છું. ભારત માતા કી જય. વંદે માતરમ. જય જય ગરવી ગુજરાત.
Thank you, sir, for that warm welcome and the gracious words that have set the tone for what promises to be a memorable occasion. Gujarat, no doubt, is well positioned to contribute and accelerate the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat and Viksit Bharat by 2047. We will now have a video showcasing opportunities of space sector in Gujarat.
Driven by its inherent entrepreneurial spirit, the state of Gujarat has taken significant strides in developing a resilient and vibrant economy over the past 2 decades. Since the first Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit 2003, conceptualized under the visionary leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India. Gujarat, a land where innovation meets ambition, is not just touching the skies but reaching for the stars by foraying into space. Welcome to realm of limitless possibilities, the thriving space sector of Gujarat, India. The glorious legacy of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, father of the Indian space program, and exceptional contributions of Dr. Praful Bhavsar to India's space program propels Gujarat into space tech and innovation. Gujarat has become a launchpad for dreams, propelling India's space aspirations to new heights. Space Application Centre, SAC, in Ahmedabad, Gujarat is one of the major establishments
Please
of
be
ISRO.
seated. We'll have the next
state's
panel
commitment
discussion
to
shortly.
the development of space technology is
I
shaping the
request
future.
everyone to please be seated. I request